I can now confirm that the rescue services there have said that the body found was Samuel Harris, age 35, one of the two hikers.
A body has been found in the search for the two British men who went missing in the Dolomite Mountains in northern Italy. Now, they haven't been seen or heard from for the past week. They missed their return flight to London on Monday, and obviously that sparked an urgent search and rescue operation. Tom Kington is the Times correspondent in Italy. So, Tom, they were in their 30s, they're in their 30s, these men, and a body has now been found, but we don't know for certain who that person was.
Well, I can now confirm that the rescue services there have said that the body found was Samuel Harris, age 35, one of the two hikers. His body was found at about 1 o'clock, and only about half an hour after that, the weather began to close in, and the rescuers had to leave the area because it was their only chance to get a ride out on the helicopter that they've been using. The area is prone to avalanches at the moment, so the rescuers were not able to stay there any longer or overnight. So that's the news right now, that they have found the body of Samuel Harris. They will continue tomorrow to pick things up and continue to look for the second British hiker, as is Ziriat.
Well, we should point out that they were experienced climbers, these two. They'd done this sort of thing before.
That's right. So it's a bit of a it's a bit of a struggle to figure out what happened. What they've said is that Harris's body was found at the base of a peak called Carre Alto, which it's possible that they were planning to scale. And the rescuers suggested that the position of the body suggested that he may have fallen from rocks above the spot. So if they were climbing Carre Alto, Harris certainly may have fallen, which may have been the cause of his death.
Now, the Dolomites, this particular part of the Dolomite mountain range is overlooking Lake Garda, I think. Is it a notoriously treacherous area, or something that perhaps people might be tempted to treat a little bit too lightly?
It's not directly overlooking Lake Garda, but it's very close. So
Right.
yes, it's not sort of the proper Alps, if you like. It's a bit closer to civilization, which perhaps might lull someone into a false sense of security. Although that said, as you pointed out, the two hikers were experienced. What may have been a surprise is the weather. There's been quite a lot of snow up there. The rescuers were working in a meter of snow today, and lots of fog and lots of wind and freezing temperatures. So that certainly may have taken people by surprise.
Can we talk about another story featuring Italy, and notably an Italian journalist who had been in prison, in that awful prison in Tehran, Evin jail? She's now been released. And is this connected directly to the Prime Minister's visit to Mar-a-Lago and to Trump? What can you tell us about this?
Well, there's plenty of speculation going on about that at the moment. George Meloni, just the other day, was on a flying visit to Mar-a-Lago at a time when Cecilia Sala, the Italian journalist, was locked up in a Tehran jail. Many people thought that the Iranians had put her in jail, arrested her as a sort of tit for tat operation after the arrest in Italy of an Iranian engineer on a US extradition warrant, who is allegedly involved in supplying components for Iranian drones. Now, this engineer was arrested in Italy 3 days before Cecilia Sala was arrested in Tehran. The Iranians have a form for arresting people and then swapping them. Diplomacy, hostage diplomacy is the name for it. And so people are wondering if a deal has been struck. Why has Sala been released? Have the Italians said that they will release Mohammed Abedini, the Iranian? And if so, have they got the Americans' approval to do that? Is that anything to do with Meloni's visit a few days ago to Mar-a-Lago to see Donald Trump, who, after all, is not yet the president of the United States, but nevertheless, he may, or someone close to him, may have given guarantees that when he takes office, they wouldn't insist upon the extradition of Abedini, therefore allowing him to be released and sent back to Iran. And there you have tit for tat.
Okay, thank you very much. And just a brief word on the idea that Meloni might fancy herself as a kind of European Trump whisperer. Is she someone who has a special relationship with the president-elect?
Well, he certainly praised her recently. I think the focus right now is more on her relationship with Elon Musk because there's a real mutual admiration society there, with her calling Musk a genius, and he's said that she's fantastic and very smart person. So up until now, the spotlight has been on that channel, Meloni Musk. Although that said, she did fly in the other day to specifically meet Donald Trump. Maybe she was covering all angles.
Thank you very much, Tom. Tom Kington, who is the Times correspondent in Italy.